With the introduction of OpenAI in 2022, there has been a plethora of AI agents that have been popping up like weeds. But is this a sign of the AI bubble finally starting to burst? Or are these agents starting to become a working solution in our day-to-day curriculum? Hi, my name is Miracle, and I work at a company that is all in on AI and really has been for the last few years. If you're into like me, OpenAI actually started when I was in college and I was using it to do homework. Everyone else either paid for Chegg, which is an online software for homework help, or went to a tutor. But when I couldn't find a tutor and I didn't want to pay for Chegg, I used OpenAI in my senior year. And I can say that was a story for a lot of people who started to use it. And it was a game changer. It really helped me understand my assignment, even if it wasn't completely correct in my answers. And ever since then, it has explored into making photo shoots, making artwork, even making you a whole recipe that some people have even started to copyright as actual books. But in the current age of our technology and corporate enterprises, is it a good idea to join in that trend? Think of Gemini, for example. When it came out in 2024, it was already behind one of the major AI companies to exist, but yet it had some of the most interesting problems coming out. I still remember when I said Hitler was misunderstood when it was first released. And this is Google they're talking about. Reception that we were getting was backlash. Obviously, you wouldn't want Google, a search engine that takes all the information that's already there and go into Gemini and then tell you that Hitler was misunderstood. That gave it hate. But compared to OpenAI, when they were first introduced, they had a lot of issues as well, and they were given more leniency. And why is that? Well, for one, OpenAI actually took information from a lot of things on the internet, whether it was Google or copyright infringement.
Has filed a lawsuit against OpenAI and its partner Microsoft to stop the use of its articles to train chatbots. It's the first major American media organization to take action against the artificial intelligence platforms. The New York Times said in a statement.
And Google themselves took information from their own site, but the main issue was hallucination and biases that they couldn't have separated when they were actually implemented into their system. So what did Gemini do? Did they actually stop? No, of course not. I wish. But they actually continue making iterations of their own platform and released it a few months later. And that's what pops up on your screen first nowadays. I don't think there's a way to turn it off. But looking outside of the consumer base of AI, you have to look more into how it's affecting the real clients and customers who work in corporation with AI systems. Now, we all know the job market is terrible right now. Like, I was on the job market for 6 months, and let me tell you, those rejection letters did not care about 9 to 5. They came no matter what. But that is a consistent effort of AI. ATS has become more prominent now because people were able to put in AI systems that look for specific code words just to reject you at 4 in the morning. When in reality, you probably have the perfect resume. But even in doing so, looking at the employers and even the CEOs who are pushing for more AI, only to kick out the people who make the AI. I think it was Facebook that a few years ago actually let go of so many people, like 10% of their workforce.
46 Meta employees are suing the company over claims that it used AI-powered software to help choose specific employees to lay off.
And that can be said for a lot of companies. Oracle, Microsoft, Google, even places like Spotify and Zoom. You are seeing so many places say that they're trying to make things more efficient by cutting out the middleman, which could be us. And while that is unfortunate and while that isn't the way you work with AI, especially if they're having issues like Gemini, it is becoming more of a norm now. And unfortunately, we have to adapt because if we don't, real consequences can happen. But already we're seeing the consequences. These AI systems are run by data centers. They are huge warehouses that incorporate millions of data every single day for huge enterprises, even the smaller ones. But where are they located? Well, they're located in your backyard. In Joliet, Illinois, they just passed a bill that allowed a data center to live on the streets near neighborhoods.
Now to a controversial data center. It took a step forward in Joliet after a 6-hour meeting last night. It would be built south of the Chicagoland Speedway, promising jobs and tax revenue, but leaving neighbors with questions about utilities and noise.
Because they have the space, but they don't take into incorporation that people don't want it. They actually voted against it, but the politicians voted for it. And that is said about a lot of data centers. They don't just cause an inconvenience to people, they're causing real life medical effort. They are destroying water systems that a lot of places rely on for their own laundry, their own food, their own health. Even then, they're causing noise pollution into the atmosphere.
It is known as the data center capital of the world, but residents who live next door to some of them say they're producing noise that's not only annoying, but debilitating. Imagine hearing loud hums or white noise like this right here.
Even the noise pollution has gotten so bad that a lot of people have complained about ongoing chronic illnesses because of how bad it's becoming over there. So if you're looking for a reason that AI is bad and it's a bubble starting to burst, it is. I think it was actually recent that Jeff Bezos said that we need to lower our water consumption so that Amazon can find a way to get more for their AI. Like, if that's not dystopian, I don't know what is. Now, I know this whole thing just sounds just like an AI bubble bursting around at the moment, but unfortunately for some people, AI has made a lot of good improvements. It has made changes in the medical field where they are reading documentation to see new and improved methods to solve illnesses.
And two, service. GE will take over service for all of our equipment, so we are expecting better uptime, better monitoring, keeping all of our software up to date.
They are making real changes in the tech industry and customer service. And no, I do not mean the AI agents that call you back and put you on wait for 30 minutes. I mean the ones that are pushing your product out faster. As much as we hate to say it, Amazon has becoming more efficient with their AI systems. They're even pushing more products out and getting a better way to make sure that your products are in your door within the current time period. But with all that being said, there needs to be a better way to regulate all there is of AI. I asked the question if the AI bubble was bursting or if we're just living in a time where it's becoming the new norm. And it seems a bit of both. Right now, you see companies starting to regret firing so many people because they're replacing with AI. And the simple answer is because they just didn't come up with the right AI system.
Right, the expansion of AI has hit the workforce hard, with lots of companies laying off workers and replacing them with artificial intelligence technology. Well, now a growing number of those companies are regretting that decision.
So it's really not even the AI's fault, it's human error. At the end of the day, humans are in the forefront of all the messes that we are putting ourselves into. But unfortunately, AI is here to stay. Just recently, Grok from Twitter got a new AI with XAI. They are now taking your information from Twitter. Even Reddit has their own AI. Even Quora. Like, places that were really just humanized has now started to become more AI. It is a dead internet theory at its core, but that's a later video. At the end of the day, we can't fight the AI boom coming. A lot of small businesses rely on them, and a lot of enterprise companies need them. So what can we do now? We can add more laws. We can fight for change. There have been changes ever since the internet has been made, and there are more still to come as we get to know more about what worse things people can do. So if you have a chance, figure out who your congressman is, figure out who's your state government, and see if they can push for it before it gets too bad. And I know we all joke about the Terminator becoming a real thing, but I think recently OpenAI admitted that one of their agents hacked into a system and stole their data. So I think we're closer to there than we thought. If you can, contact them. And if you can't, share this video with someone. Hopefully someone understands that AI can be amazing and it can be great. But we have to also be aware that if you want to do a bad thing, you will find a way with AI. And it's a lot easier nowadays. So the last thing I'll leave you with is there's nothing wrong with using AI. Even with all the bad things that is occurring, you cannot make it more worse than the corporations that bought them. Let's be honest. But we have to be more aware of what the dangers is and what we can do to prevent them from getting worse, even in our own home. So whenever you can, read more about it. I left some good readings at the bottom that you can look into to understand more about what AI is and how it's affecting you. Thank you guys. Remember. To like, share, subscribe so you don't miss a new update from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.